All right, so yeah, so let me, you know what? Well, Windiddy, yeah, you're up next for sure. But let me go ahead and look up, see what the hell's causing this. Maybe me and you and chat together, we can solve the issue. Or maybe I just made a stupid mistake and I can show it off on stream. I know y'all came to the stream to play some Sparc, but you want to see some motherfucking Python? Alright. Yeah, for whatever reason, this is the same logic that I always use to go ahead and pull from, yeah, I'm using the same logic here. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. I have no idea what is going on. That should be working. Maybe it just doesn't like Rumo? Maybe Rumo, for whatever reason, has a different ID than what the system thinks he has. I will show you. You know what? I while we're waiting for Windiddy, whether or not he's coming, I do want to show y'all this. This is exactly what I use every single time that I want to go ahead and pull an ID from a mention. And I even use it down for add points right here. See? Look at this. Using it again. This one I don't set the user to none at the beginning, but that still shouldn't matter. It might have something to do with this up here, but that should be overridden with that, right? Because okay, so just as a little bit of a primer for those of you who like want to go ahead and do Discord bots, right? The way that I have it, yeah. So basically, what happens when you mention somebody is that it has a mention, but if you were to pull the literal string that is in that message, it would actually not show the mention. It would show this like weird shebang of this and the at and then the exclamation point and then that. So what I do here is I say, okay, if the string starts with that, if whatever you're inputting in, go ahead and take that off, go ahead and take that off. The remaining numbers that are left, go ahead and look up that as the user and then go ahead and do that user. Yeah, to debugging life. And then if it doesn't begin with that, I assume that, okay, they're just using the literal name of the person and they can go ahead and put in the loser string. But here's the thing. Here's what he used. And it says user not found, even though this user clearly is here. That didn't work, but somehow typing the literal string for the user did. And the only difference between this one and this one is that shebang thing, which again, it should be working unless for whatever reason, Rumo's ID within Discord has, oh my God, we're really spiking in viewers right now, guys. As I'm like going over the whole code for my bot. Well, I assume that this is what Twitch wants because of that. So yeah, so I have no idea. I'll have to go through it, actually check. Hopefully it's something stupid. Hopefully it's just this line right here causing some sort of issues with the rest of it. But debugging life. All right, I don't know where Windiddy is, but he is forfeiting his spot because he's just taking too long. And I'm even using the literals in this. Ah ha 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 ha. So okay, well okay, now I actually am gonna go back into it because this is actually pretty interesting. So let's go ahead and switch back. And please, no one use my poorly written code to exploit anything and like reverse engineer the fucking Discord server or some shit. Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't work. So the interesting thing is that when you use a Discord command, right? So I'm using this, and now you'll really get to see all my stuff. I'm using this extension here called commands to basically go ahead and do stuff like, hey, you know, every command's going to have an exclamation point in front of it, and the bot's going to go ahead and fetch things in this manner. And I'll go ahead and just collapse. This is actually the block of code I'm using to run the stream right now. So, yeah, other than this one being set to none right here at the beginning. Oh, fatal error, the game has crashed. That's new. That has nothing to do with my code. That has to do with Sparc. I will go ahead and reconnect that too. But yeah, if it works there, I mean, yes. Oh, I was not kidding when I said this is to put it in perspective. And I gotta get back to the freaking stream. One sec. We can go ahead and talk about this in just a second. Oh. I just figured out what it was, guys. Okay. Okay, yeah, let me just make sure I get into the server real fast. That way we can actually get on with the event that the 14 of you watching this actually want to see, I assume. But I actually just found the issue. But the issue is actually right up here in what's used to call the command. So I want to compare this to the... I won't do add match. Sure, I'll go ahead and do this one, right? So... you can see that, so if you're not familiar with coding, anytime that you create a function, you have to go ahead and pass certain variables through that function. For the Discord bot, it's a little bit different. So this self is the actual instance of the bot itself. Specifically, this management commands.py prompt. I'll go ahead and shut that. This is the context in which the command was called, and then this is whatever keywords the command is taking in. Now, in order to avoid issues with people who have spaces in their names or stuff like that, I use what's called keyword commands, which has to pass an additional little variable. So what this says is, it says, okay, you're going to take in three things. One, the bot that's actually calling this command. Two, the context in which this command was called. And then everything afterwards is going to be this. So, by not including that star up here, I don't know why. I'm assuming it's because I also specified that this has to be a string. But I'm assuming that because that's going wrong, it's not allowing it to do... it's basically not... it's still being taken in as a string, but because it's a command, it's not being handled all as one object. Does that make sense? I feel like I can't explain this nearly as well as I could actually code it, but I now know that literally all I had to do was to fix this was to do this. But it'll be ready for next week. For the time being, you'll just have to go ahead and use the other command. Anyways, we're gonna get back to the actual game. Now that Dr. Oolong's coding corner has finished. It's so weird because I didn't catch that at all during testing, and I used the command several times over in testing, both the literal and the keyword argument, but I guess just didn't work. Fuck if I know.